watched a man walk down.
It's called Back to You, and the lyrics were written for my father.
Lonely winter day, cold rain coming down in the quiet shadows. I beg you to stay.
I think that that people in the world are looking for a way to connect to something and to feel something and to pray for something. I think all of us are just a little bit lost.
Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are born and reborn again.
And I experience my own spirituality through music. I experience prayer through the music, connection to God. And you leave a situation where you've been surrounded by this music. I'm singing specifically my father's music, feeling like you've just been riding on a wave, and that people around you are your friends, and that somehow there is a God in the world and that God believes in you.
Lay your hands on me, my friend. Bless me till we meet again. May the road I travel bring me back to you. Back to you.
I started this career because he passed away very, very suddenly and very sadly, and he had almost a year of shows booked, and I took them. I did it out of guilt, I did it out of sadness, I did it out of, I think, spontaneity also, but here I was in deep, deep mourning and denial, and I don't know, it was a very strange time. I don't remember that time, to be honest. How I felt, I think I was so overwhelmed that I was almost cut off from myself.
I don't want to say goodbye. I don't want to face tomorrow.
And at first I was brokenhearted, and then I became elated when I realized that maybe I could have a place doing his work too, and continuing for real, and not just feeling all the time like I was a bad substitute for him. You know, it's an intense thing to take someone's place.
Lord, let me live till that great moment comes, when the whole world will sing just one song. Oh, higher and higher, higher and higher, higher and higher.
For the last 5 years, I've been working with the Green Pastures Baptist Church Choir and the incredible Reverend Roger Hambrick, who guides them, leads them, sings like you don't even understand how he sings. He and his wife Vanessa, they blow my mind. I don't understand.
Lord, let me sing just one song. Oh Lord, let me sing just one song.
It's like a family community, the sisters-in-law and the cousins and the children, and they all sing. This incredible music that breaks down walls, singing with them for people of all faiths. It's opened my eyes and my perspective. I feel like almost before I met them, I was wearing blinders. I just didn't see the whole world. I didn't see the entirety of it. And singing with them, hearing them sing, hearing them connect to their place of godliness and holiness, that is my deepest inspiration. You were asking about my inspiration. I'm not talking about one doctrine or another. I'm not preaching. May you meet anyone in the world, from any country in the world. We all have dreams. My father was always very expansive, and I know that he had relationships with people of all faiths. I mean, when my father passed away, I found an invitation to sing for the Pope in his room. I don't even know if he was planning to go, but he had passed away. My father would say, come to synagogue. It doesn't matter if you walk, crawl, fly. It doesn't matter how you get there. It doesn't matter if when you leave, you're going to church, or if when you leave, you're going somewhere else. When you come, just be there in the moment and share the joy with us. My father was an innovator. He's much more understood and accepted now than he was in his lifetime. He worked really hard to try to make a place for women and try to give the depth of Judaism out into the world. And it wasn't so accepted, wasn't so understood.
It has to be so strong, this Jewishness, that nothing in the world should move them to un-Jewish them. On the other hand, it has to be completely connected to every human being in the world.
He didn't start it intending to have a movement. I think he took everything that he was and he gave it to the world. And I think that's what people feel through his songs, and why his Torah, why his words are still, it rings so true because they were so authentic. And if he met you, he hugged you.
Nine, 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 nine.
I always feel like when I meet someone who's of a different faith, who really, really believes, that we're talking the same language, really speaking the same truth. And to me, that's beautiful, because it links me to my heritage, and also links me to every human being in the world. Because at the end of the day, we all need something to hold on to. We all need something to cling to. And Judaism is it for me. And I'm very proud to be a Jew in that sense. I don't always agree. You know, my father would say the problem is not Judaism, it's Jews. I have many issues with many of the Jewish levels of understanding. People are caught up in themselves. And if they can blame it on their Judaism and say that God says that that's how it should be, and if that's an excuse for being a sexist and a racist and everything else, you know, then they will. We can't touch God unless we're holding everyone's hand. My father's dream was to hug every person in the world, because that's what God wants from us.
This person asked me, what's your message? So I said, my message is nothing you don't know. The only thing is we got to do it. Everybody knows that we never do it. My message is that there's one God, we have one world, we all are brothers and sisters.
People have asked me, how do I feel being in my father's shadow? And I say this all the time, that I feel like I'm standing in his light. My father, more than anyone else in my life, really gave me the strength to be who I am. And when I say it's inspired by him, I mean that I take him with me.